Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. I know it's been a long time and I promise I have a update video planned for you with everything that's been going on behind the scenes here. It's been really crazy. But in the meantime, I got invited to do this collaboration that I'm pretty excited about with Magalie from Homeschool in Paradise, and it is all about camping. So I thought we would just have a little story time. As you know, we really love all things nature and camping and adventure around here. So I thought I would take the time and just tell you a little bit about the worst night of camping, well, 2 nights of camping that we've ever had, and maybe give you some tips on what I would do differently. Okay, so I should start off by saying this is pre-Arlo, right? Some of you probably know that it took us a really long time to have Arlo, and so we had this whole other life for a long time before we were parents. And so we decided for our 10th anniversary, that would have been 2013, to go on this big long road trip, and we were gonna make it a zoo trip, and we were gonna visit zoos along the way, and we were gonna camp. And so we picked San Diego because it's supposed to be the best zoo in America, and neither one of us had ever been, so we decided to go to the San Diego Zoo, and we planned it out, and we were gonna stop for 2 days in Phoenix, and they have a zoo there that looked interesting to us, so we were going to go to the zoo there and then continue on and drive to San Diego. And we found this really cool camping resort right there on the bay called Campland on the Bay, and it is amazing. I'll tell you about it some other time because we had so much fun there. But I want to talk about camping at the KOA in Phoenix in July. So we're planning our trip and we're telling everybody about it, right? And when we tell them we're going to camp in Phoenix, everybody tells us, oh, it's the desert, you need to pack blankets, it's going to be really hot during the day and really cold at night. So that's what we were prepared for, and we drove out and we stopped in Flagstaff at like 6 o'clock. Well, it was dark, so I guess it must have been probably closer to like 8 or 9 o'clock at that point. But we stopped and ate dinner, and you know, it had been hot all day, and it was really cold in Flagstaff when we stopped. And so I thought, okay, yeah, we're gonna need these blankets, right? We get to Phoenix at about midnight and get out to start setting up our tent in the dark, blow up our air mattress, all that stuff, and it is 106 degrees outside at midnight. Yeah. No cold. No blankets were needed. We were miserable. Now, luckily, we had got a camping spot with electric. I know a lot of people are like, there are people out there who are like, it's not camping if you have electric. They really like to go primitive. I'm going camping to have fun. This was a vacation, and I gotta say, if a little bit of electric keeps me cooler and happier for the rest of the day, I'm all for it. So luckily we had electric and we had a fan because we knew it would be hot during the day, right? So we knew we would want something. But we didn't know how hot it was going to be at night. And so that first night, set everything up, even with the fan going, and even with the fact that we were exhausted from traveling since like 8 that morning to midnight, it was a rough night of sleep. It was bad. And then the next day we had planned to get up and go to the zoo. Sorry, plane. We live by the airport, so it'll be just a minute. So yeah, we had planned to go the next day to the zoo and check it all out, spend one more night in Phoenix, and then head on to San Diego. And it was like 115 degrees in Phoenix that day, and all the animals, like the zoo was like, I don't think they were closed, but they definitely, on their website, it definitely said that most of the animals were up, you know, because of the heat. And so we decided not to go to the zoo. We did a lot of swimming because at least there was a pool at the KOA and at least it was cool. And then we went to an aquarium that was indoors, like in the mall. So that was cool. So we could do things to stay cool during the day in Phoenix, and we had a lot of fun. We went to this little museum that was like a natural history museum, and Phoenix had this really cool thing going on where all the museums that were like in town on Sundays, they were free. So we checked out several museums, and that was fun. And we would probably go back to Phoenix again, just not in July, because it was time for another hot and miserable night. And so what we did is we would jump in the pool to cool off, and then we go lay on our air mattress in front of the fan and let the fan just blow on our wet swimsuits. And we slept all night in our swimsuits. We woke up like twice to go, the pool closed, but then we'd just go and then get in the shower and get all wet and get back in, and we were dry by morning. So it was, yeah. But then we got up and we drove to San Diego, and when we got there it was like 65 degrees the whole time. And yeah, like I said, San Diego is a story for another time, because yeah, we had some crazy things happen there too, but we had a lot of fun. But that was our worst night of camping ever, and I do not recommend it, but I did learn a few things along the way on how to sort of beat the heat when you are camping someplace that it's really hot. Like I said, number one is get the electric, bring the fan. We have actually ordered a portable AC. Our tent that we have now has like a vent, so you can put a portable AC or a portable heater in there and vent it out. So we've ordered a portable AC for just camping here in Oklahoma, because while it's not as hot in Oklahoma as it is in Phoenix, it definitely hits different here. Because in Phoenix, at least, like when we were putting up the tent and stuff at, you know, midnight, and it was 106 degrees, we still weren't sweating the way I sweat when it's 106 degrees in Oklahoma with like 80% humidity all summer long, and mosquitoes biting at you, and it's a different experience. So we've got a portable AC coming. I'm really excited about that, because we would camp more during the summer if it wasn't so hot. I do not do well with the heat. I am not a fun person to be around when I am hot, so you can imagine how well Phoenix went. But so that is number one. Just break down. If you're going someplace that hot, get the electric. Bring a fan, bring a portable AC. Make one. I've seen people make like swamp coolers, DIY swamp coolers out of a fan and like one of those foam ice chests filled with ice. Do that. Something. You're gonna want that electric. Other things would be obviously sunscreen and water. You're gonna want to hydrate up. So much water, especially in the drier climates. It is really easy to get dehydrated when it's hot like that, because your sweat does evaporate. You don't, just like almost right away, so you don't realize how much you're sweating and how much fluids you are losing. I ended up with quite the headache from the heat and not drinking enough water. And then definitely learn from our mistake, and don't take people's word for it on what things are going to be like. Check the weather, know what you're in for. Being mentally prepared is like half the battle, at least for me, when dealing with the heat. So if I know it's going to be hot, that going in, that tends to make me more at peace with my decision, I guess. And then, yeah, book someplace with a pool, because it is someplace you can go when you are too hot. Also, look into museums. We did art museum, history museum, indoor aquariums, anything like that. Fun local attractions that you can go and see during the day that will offer you air conditioning and keep you cool and keep your experience more pleasant. Obviously, there are a lot of things that would be different now that we have Arlo too, so I might save that for a second video, because we would really like to take another big long road trip like that, but planning it with Arlo is going to be just completely different and fun, but it'll present its own challenges, and I'm sure maybe you guys can offer me some advice on camping when it's that hot out with a kid, because we've never taken Arlo when it's been midsummer. The latest we've gone is like right around now, like the first week or two of June, and it was kind of hot, but it wasn't anything like Phoenix or like it gets here during the summer. So I would welcome any and all tips on how to keep your kid from getting like dehydrated or just being whiny and miserable camping in the heat. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're new here and you enjoy all things camping, nature, just like general family zaniness, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me. And also be sure to check out Magalie's video. I will have the link in the description down below. And we will see you guys later.